We love featuring indie artists on the show, and today we're chatting with Texas singer-songwriter Patti Dixon. Patti's an award-winning songwriter and international recording artist. Her music has been played by the KIX. She's performed all around the country, and she just released her latest single called I Will, and she's currently in Nashville recording new music. We're excited to have Patti on the show. First, Patti, thanks so much for coming on.
Well, thank you. I am so happy to be here, and thank you for having me, because you've got a big world of great musicians out there.
Yeah, that's for sure. You've been very busy this month, Patti. You're currently in Nashville. Tell us what's going on.
Well, I did just leave after a delayed flight 3 times, but I had some recording at Skinny Elephant with a great producer, Nelson Hubbard, and did a song that I co-wrote with a good friend, Francine Honey, a Canadian artist. And so we did that song, and I did some background vocals there also, and did that lead on that one. And we just had a great time, and I was there with Beth Nelson Chapman at a creative workshop with songwriters, met new friends, and had a great time there. And all the things you do in Nashville: good food, good times, great music, and it's bustling and getting ready for everything else. So probably go back as soon as possible.
Yeah. So are you back at home?
I am.
Oh, okay.
I am barely back at home. I finally got back at home.
Yeah, she got home late last night, so we're both lack of sleep this morning. Well, you started when your granddad bought you a guitar. Nolan Guthrie. We know about Woody Guthrie. Is it in the line of the family chain? What?
I found that out 2 years ago, that we are related. His father, Charlie, is I guess a nephew down the line. There's a common ancestor, so yes. And that was a thrill to me, to be... I suspected that it was just from the areas that they were, but now I have that validation. Yeah.
You've been a songwriter your whole life. When you texted, or you sent me an email and said, as a teenager, you wrote a song called By Wyoming's Light. But you've never been here, Patti. I mean, that tells you how huge your imagination is. What were you thinking?
I was just thinking the stars and the vastness of the sky. And I mean, I'm such an earth sign person anyway, and I'm a rock hound, and I'm all those things, and it just kind of fits with my spirit. And I just had this fantasy of the fire in the night with your guitar and the stars, and just that serenity of that. And even if you're with friends, there's still this overwhelming serenity. So that's where my imagination took me, and now I'm going to have to make that a reality.
Yeah, you definitely need to come to Wyoming. Come on.
I've got to. It's been too long of a wait, and that's one part of the country I've got to get to more of.
Yeah, well, you grew up in Texas. You're in Austin now. How long have you been in Austin?
Oh, gosh, about 20 years or more. So good long time to put your stamp there. And actually, everybody comes to Austin. It is the live capital of the world singing, but you get your great musicians, and you go out and come back when you can. And, it's kind of a hub for getting the players. I often rotate really great players. And on this record is Dave Scher, the guitar. He tours with Eric Johnson. At the moment, he's his onologist as well. And so just so blessed to have Gabriel Rhodes producing their last CD, Up Close. And he's Kimmy Rhodes' son, and he's an artist himself. And so we just got this also great melting pool of musicians in Austin that are around when they're not on tour, etc., all the studios, and it's just great. And so it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then I think, well, you live in Austin. Why don't you record there? Why do you go to Nashville?
Oh, I do. I haven't recorded in Nashville in years and years.
Oh, okay. So this was just kind of a one-off deal.
Yeah. I have recorded in. All of my stuff in the last years have come out of Austin, and proudly so. But I love Nashville, and it was a good meeting place for the Canadian artist already there in Nashville, and that crew has come down and done some videos for her, etc. So I had met them, and he's produced Mary Gauthier, Sam Cooke, and Kim Ritchie, a lot of people. And so that was my first time there, and it was a very welcoming, warm studio with a great engineer, Dylan Aldridge. So I had a great time, and it's always exciting to do that in Nashville, where the rivers are flowing.
Yeah. We're chatting with Patti Dixon. Go check her out, PattiDixonMusic.com. She's on Facebook. Go to YouTube, watch all of her stuff. I Will is her latest single. You've been writing songs forever. You've won a ton of awards. How long have we been performing?
Oh, I would, since a little kid, you start in church and you keep going, and gosh, I guess if you want to real performing, maybe, 12, 13, and just kept going, always writing. I don't think I could stop myself from writing, because, you can say, "Oh, put it on the back burner," but it comes out in the car. It's just part of who you are. I know there's a lot of people like that, and so there's always something to say, and I write all kinds of music, whatever comes out. This is kind of different one. I Will. The promoter is in London, Emma Scott, Slogan Baby, and she's more of a rock and roll promoter, but my stuff will cross over to that. She was gracious enough to pick me. She just has 10 or 12 clients in the world, so.
Yeah, I was shocked. I work with Emma, and that's how I found you. Emma Scott, if you heard about her, she's been a DJ. She's been in the music business for 25, 30 years herself. She does plug-in baby radio. You just said it, Patti. She doesn't have a lot of country artists. So I was shocked when I saw you, which I was like, well, it must mean you're awesome, because Emma's taken you on. How did you find her?
I found her through my friend, Francine Honey. Had done some background vocals that were kind of peppy and such, and she wanted to hear the material, and so that was that tie there. And, I think she spreads her wings in a lot of ways, and some of the songs, the last one was, had a lot of classic rock shades of it. I think just my music comes out in a blend of everything I've heard in my life, and we don't know how that happens, but that's what it is. So I think she has markets for it. She plays it on her syndication. Sometimes I'm sandwiched between some very like Chris Shepard or something, who was on the Goo Goo Dolls, and so it's amazing to me. And I got really great response. So I'm very, very blessed about that.
Well, yeah, then you stick out even more, because you got all these rock songs. Then all of a sudden you come on, and it changes the pace a little bit. But yeah, that's awesome that you're with Emma, because she's getting you all over the world, which is great.
Oh, she is. There's nobody better, I'll tell you that.
No, well, and what's with you in songwriter competitions? You won the Songwriter of the Year at the Austin Songwriting Group International the last couple of years. You have 12 awards in multiple song genres, different song contests, 30 awards in 3 years. What is it, Patti? Do you know something that nobody else knows at all these competitions?
I don't know. I just threw a lot at them, and they've got judges from other places and all of that, and I don't know. I just keep at it. I just kept at it. I love so many different kinds of music. I put it in a lot of different genres. Just why not? And that's how that happened. And you're never an overnight anything, and I'm not an overnight anything. I'm just plugging along as a songwriter who loves to write, loves to perform. I will do that more heavily and go to more areas. COVID stopped everyone, and so now we're readjusting to where we go, how, when, and where. I want to go to Scotland. I want to have deep roots in Scotland. And Australia has been very good to me, and so I hope I can get there.
Yeah. Well, what do you like writing yourself? Do you like writing with other people? What?
I traditionally have written by myself, but Nashville and others are just at you about co-writing it, and that is a good thing. And so when you get with people you trust and in the same line, there's like Francine, we can just write so quickly together, kind of bouncing off quickly, and there's great writers of all ages, and I'm just so inspired to see what comes out of everyone. I even love that from the first. I love mentoring new writers and things like that, where you just never know what comes out of someone, and I always appreciate that it came, just directly from them in creative ways. So it's interesting to me.
It's amazing.
So yes, I'll co-write too.
Yeah, it's amazing what you've done. Does writer's block ever happen, or how do we get around it?
It doesn't happen to me often. Maybe some just busy times of lull, but that still will happen somehow. But I once wrote a song for the very short time I thought I had writer's block, and it's kind of like a fast thing, sort of like Thin Wagon or something, and it kind of took off. And I used the music for an instrumental, and to introduce a band, it's a good thing. But it was just sort of a funny song, and it was just random verses, and I called it "Tell Me What It Means," and then I, parenthesis of writer's block, and I just said whatever I thought, and it was really funny to me, at least, and a lot of people thought it was funny, and so I did that, just shake the trees, and then there it went,
Yeah, well, it's incredible. The I Will, your latest single. We're chatting with Patti Dixon. Go check her out, PattiDixonMusic.com. She's on Facebook. Go to YouTube. Check out all of her other stuff. I Will. This is interesting because you said you just had I Will in your head. You pick up a guitar. Tell us the rest of it, Patti.
Yeah, a lot of times I'm very sound generated, and I'll just hear some sound that's inspiring to me, and it'll take off. And I live listening to things, and the cadence of this song, I'm kind of thinking that I picked on the influence of, do you know who First Aid Kit is? The Finnish girls, they have great harmony, but then you'll see them at the Opry, and they'll write something for Emily Harris, but they're not, I wouldn't call them country, but they can be country, sort of like me, or if you haven't ever heard them, they're amazing worldwide, act, and beautiful girls that are sisters, I believe. And so I'm hearing a little influence of that. I have been listening to a lot of that at that time, and I don't know if that's the deal, but really that just, you draw from a new love interest, you hear from yourself, other people, you just kind of, everything that you've ever thought about that kind of came together and gelled and had a little Texas flavor in there in the chorus, and that's how that happened.
Yeah, you mentioned Texas in the song. I love the line, I haven't written about you yet, but I will.
Oh, yeah. Because, you never know what someone says that you're going to pick up on. My last song, Watch Your Good Thing Go, I had a young girl was sitting on an airplane and yelling into a phone to her, I guess, boyfriend or husband, and and then she just threw the phone and said, "Oh yeah, watch your good thing go." And I'm like, had to write that song.
Watch out what you say around Patti. You might be in her next song. That's hilarious. Because I was in Austin this weekend for the Wyoming-Texas football game.
Yeah, I heard you said that. Oh, you went there?
Yeah.
Oh, they played so good. That was scary. Wyoming is always I love small schools and even small towns football, just to where they'll sneak up on you because they hustle and they're just cohesive, and that's what that was. They have some impressive, huge guys, and I am a big, huge football fan.
Oh, you are? So
oh, yeah. I'm a sportsaholic. My dads and uncles just had girls, and they brainwashed us at a young age.
Oh, that's great. So you're a UT fan. I mean, I don't know how you can't be if you live in Austin, though, because it's insane.
Oh, yeah, you got to be. And I have many Aggie friends, and I love the Aggies, too, but, they don't have, like, okay, you're with us or you're not,
Yeah.
So I just love it all. I mean, I'll watch Texas Tech, I'll watch Baylor, I'll watch all of them, but, yeah, I've got a sweet spot for Texas.
Yeah, well, you're going to be torn this weekend because it's Texas-Baylor. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I know where I'm at. I mean, forgive me, Jesus. But
that's great. Well, on your bio, the new album, Big Big Love, where are we at?
Well, I had to push that award from the Austin Songwriters Group up to, I pushed it ahead because, they were waiting on that and blah, blah, blah. And I wrote 2 in the process of just hearing that fantastic band. And I had a 4-song award in the studio with Gabriel Rhodes in Austin, a great producer, and I've done more with him already. And so then this Big Big Love has got a lot of my heart and soul. Like, it'll be about 11 songs, and we'll release it December 1st because we're releasing more singles quickly, and the next 2 are slower and more ballad style, and I hope guys like you will like it. And I don't know if Emma will put it on her syndicated show for that. They're slower ballads, but she's all in with me, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Are you married?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, man, it'd be kind of intimidating.
Oh, no. Everything's good.
She's writing love song. You got to watch out when you're around Patti.
Even the dog's not safe, for sure. I mean, I've written dog songs, kids, you name it.
Go and check her out. Patti Dixon. She's at PattiDixonMusic.com, and go and follow her. She's on Facebook. I Will, her current single. Bunch of music still coming from Patti. I mean, are we going to keep releasing singles then, or before the album?
We have one more single after this, 2 more singles after this one, and December 1st, the album will come out with everything.
Nice. Well, go and follow her and keep your eye on her. Patti Dixon. Patti, fun times. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you, Jeff. You're amazing, and I love your station already.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it. Here it is. I Will. It's a great song. Patti Dixon. It's KIX 96.5.
Thank you.